You're listening to the John and Heidi Show Bonus Hour. If you miss any of the program, you can find the podcast at the bottom of the page at sunnyradio.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We appreciate you joining us on a Monday. I have Jamie L. Wood joining me, and she is the District Director for the South Dakota District Office of the U.S. Small Business Administration, and we're excited to chat with her about a program that's coming up real soon, and the deadline is coming up even sooner. We have till Wednesday to get signed up for SBA Thrive. Jamie, tell me, what is Thrive?
Thrive is a CEO executive level training for small business owners. And we are very excited to be bringing this in-person cohort to Sioux Falls. So Thrive is an acronym that stands for Train, Hope, Rise, Innovate, Venture, and Elevate. And this is designed to accelerate the growth of high-potential small businesses across the United States. It's free training. It's a 6-month cohort. It's going to start later in June, around the 20th, I believe, of June. And we'll go with the next 6 months, so up until about December is when graduation is.
And I did a program similar to this, but not quite like this. And I'll tell you, the program that I did was a fascinating program. You got to meet some other really neat people, and everybody was working on their business instead of in their business. So you're working on things to help grow. And I like what they're doing with this, the fact that it's in person. The one that we did was all on Zoom because at the time that's where we were in the world. But I love the fact that this one will be an in-person thing. Now, what does a business owner or a CEO need to do to qualify to be a part of this free program?
There are a few qualifications. You have to have at least 3 years as a business owner. You have to have at least 2 employees. You can be one of the employees. A lot of, business owners are their only employee. And so, in fact, around South Dakota, most businesses have less than 10 employees. So that is a requirement because we really want to help business owners to visualize and strategize on where they want to take their business and how to grow it. And some of that may be including sales, which is going to require more employees. So there'll be a growth trajectory piece of this as well. And then we have lowered the threshold for the annual revenue that's required. We did have it set at $250,000. We are opening that a little bit more broadly. Many business owners, maybe they have 1 or 2 employees, don't make that much. They don't make $250,000 every year, $250,000. So we will, review each application and see if it's a good fit. And I'm really excited. Right now, we have about half of a class signed up. I have room for 20 to 25 in the class. And so we have about 11 right now, and very excited to bring this back in person. It's going to be held downtown Sioux Falls in the library, and we'll meet in person 8 times throughout the 6 months. It's also going to be offered virtually, so it is a hybrid class, and there will be some on-demand, learning, some homework. So your experience a couple years ago when you took it, when it was in the South Dakota cohort and it was online, that was called Emerging Leaders. This one is SBA Thrive. Yep, SBA Thrive Emerging Leaders Reimagined. So we're pretty excited to get back into a hybrid model and coming together with these CEOs in person.
And the thing that's neat, the class that I was a part of, there were 20-ish people, several of them in Sioux Falls, but some in Yankton, some in the Black Hills. They were all over South Dakota. And the thing that's really neat is we were meeting primarily online, but we actually did get together a few times, the group that was in Sioux Falls, and some of the people that were a part of it I knew ahead of time, but many of the people that were a part of that I had never met before, and now we're friends. So that's the thing that I can't guarantee you're going to come away with new friends, but you probably will, because that's just what happens. That's like a nice little side effect, isn't it?
It is, and exactly what you said a few minutes ago about working in your business instead of working on your business. This is all about, that strategic leader moving, that elevation, moving to the strategist, guiding the business along, working on that future plan of your business, and really leading the team and projects to where you want it to grow to. So for some small businesses, they're looking at business succession. We have a large percentage of small businesses that are here in South Dakota that are retirement age or older, and they're looking to, build the bench. And so their strategy, we're going to have our cohort participants build out a strategy for about 3 to 5 years. And that might be looking at trying to either bring one of their employees forward as the new owner, or a child or another family member, or maybe somebody that they don't even, know yet, but they want to get their business model ready for transition. We are opening this a bit too, John, that will be just, a little bit more outside of Sioux Falls and inclusive. So we are opening this to Minnesotans, Nebraskans, and Iowans as well, who can get to Sioux Falls at least 8 times in person in the 6-month period.
Well, I'm going to throw a link to make it easy for folks to sign up if they're interested. Jamie, thank you for all that you do. I appreciate it. We should chat again in the near future. You guys have so many fun, amazing things going on, and this is just one of the many things. But thank you for your time today.
Absolutely. And just look at SBA Thrive. Just look in your favorite search engine. You'll be able to find the information. We'll have a professional mentor coach through this, and myself as well. So we're really excited, and thank you so much. Have a great day.
Absolutely. And I'm going to make it really simple to find. I've got a link at facebook.com/sunnyradio and facebook.com/Sioux Falls News. Also, coming up in a moment, we've got another guest today. I'm so excited to visit with this young man, Aaron Van Beek. He's with Midwest Honor Flight, and they have a banquet this afternoon and another honor flight tomorrow. And they've got other awesome events coming up real soon. But we're going to chat about all of that coming up in a bit.
What a year. With prices on everything going up, it's more important than ever to have a better credit card. Some people use a credit card that's not a very good one. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. We've got a guest joining us today, Aaron Van Beek. He's the CEO with Midwest Honor Flight, and we talked with them a while ago when they were planning, and then they made a big announcement that everything was ready, and now there's a big announcement that tomorrow is the day. Aaron, are you excited for tomorrow?
Oh, absolutely. And I know that our veterans that are going on the flight, we've got 84 of them going with us tomorrow. They're just as excited to go. Some of them have been waiting over 3 years for this opportunity to go on their honor flight. So very, very excited.
And this is an amazing thing. And this is not your first honor flight. How many have you done now, Aaron?
As Midwest Honor Flight, we've done 13 so far, 1,153 veterans being honored. But myself, I've been on a few others throughout the country, assisting other groups when they get started, but also shadowing to make our group even better too. So it's been a good ride over the last 6 years, and we're very excited for not only the flight tomorrow with 84 veterans, but again, at the end of the month, May 31st, we'll be taking an additional 84 veterans.
I love that. And you've got kind of some special things happening this evening, and then everybody takes off in the morning, and you got kind of a full day tomorrow, don't you?
We really do. Tonight is a nice little meal and banquet that we put on for all the veterans and their guardians, and then the crew that goes on, and a few of their spouses are able to make it as well to that. So a really nice meal just to acknowledge their service and sacrifice. But then, tomorrow we'll spend, by the time we land in D.C., we'll spend 10 hours in D.C. to see World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Lincoln, the Navy Memorial, the Air Force Memorial, Iwo Jima Memorial, and of course spend some time at Arlington to witness the changing of the guards, and then bring them home.
It's a long day. Has anybody ever figured out how many miles you walk when you're doing this?
I think one time I watched it 10 miles, but, that's all the way start in the morning at the airport at dark 30, and so we get home that evening. So it's a lot of walking, but of course that's why we have trained guardians and our volunteer crew and medics that join us to make sure that our veterans, they need a push or assistance that's available for them too.
I love that. Now, you've got some other things that are coming up as well. Let's talk a little bit about the other things that you have in the near future.
Absolutely. So we're very excited for on Wednesday, Qdoba over in Sioux Falls will actually be doing a fundraiser for us as well in the evening from 4 to 7. That's a big one coming up. But then we also will be at Chick-fil-A on June 14th, which is Flag Day, appropriate for that. And we will be getting the proceeds of cookies and brownies that are sold that day. And then we have our third annual honor ride taking place on Sunday, June 25th, and that will leave from the Sioux Falls Alliance, the South Dakota Military Heritage Alliance at 2 o'clock is when we'll have that ride meeting. It'll be a nice little ride past the VA hospital to do a thunder salute to those veterans that are staying at the hospital there, followed by then a ceremony out at the South Dakota Veterans Cemetery.
I love it. You guys have a lot of wonderful things happening, and many of these things are fundraisers, and the fundraisers, this is raising money for one of the coolest things ever. So if folks get a chance to come out and give, it's giving to a really great cause, isn't it?
Absolutely. All of the funds that we generate through fundraisers, donations, and grants that we receive stay local. Nothing goes anywhere outside of our area for another chapter or even to our national headquarters. So all the proceeds are benefiting the veterans directly in our area here. And we are just so excited for the opportunity to fly twice this spring and hopefully 2 more times this fall, with over 760 veterans on a waiting list to go, and the need to raise $850 per person. All donations, all events, all fundraisers that we do are vital to keep this mission going.
If somebody would like to sponsor a veteran, MidwestHonorFlight.org, they can go right there, and I see on the bottom of the page, sponsor a veteran. Really simple to click that and make a donation. How much would the donation be to sponsor one veteran?
One veteran is $853 is what it costs us to send a veteran to D.C. Of course, they don't pay for any part of their trip, and so it's a great way for us to show our appreciation as a grateful nation to those that served and sacrificed by seeing their memorials through this. And it's the least we can do for their service.
And the thing that's wonderful, this is something, there's many people listening that probably work at a company that gives money to different charities and organizations throughout the year. If you are maybe the person in charge of that, or if you know the person in charge of that, let them know. MidwestHonorFlight.org. It's a great organization. And again, if they make that's a donation that they can make that's going to feel really good, because it's a great organization that does good things for some very deserving people.
Absolutely.
If people would like to join you in the future for some of these fun events that you're doing, where you're doing the fundraisers, we mentioned one that's this Wednesday. We mentioned one on Flag Day. Is there a place they can go to find all of those? Is there like a calendar of events of all of the fundraisers you do?
Absolutely. On our website, MidwestHonorFlight.org/events, they'll have our whole listing of all the ones we talked about today, but also all the ones going on into the later summer and into the fall. And we'll continue to update those as more and more fundraisers are planned for us, but also continue to update everybody on our Facebook page as well, so they can follow us there if they would like to.
And I'm looking at it right now. I'll share a link to make it easy to find. Again, MidwestHonorFlight.org is the website, and I'll throw a link directly to the page with all of the different fundraising events. And it looks like there's a lot, which is amazing. You guys have a lot of great things going on. And again, every one of these is helping raise money for a really good cause. So that's very, very cool. Aaron, thank you for all that you do, and thank you for your time today.
Absolutely. It's the least we can do for our veterans, and appreciate your time today as well.
Again, if you would like to contribute, if you'd like to learn more, I've got a link at Facebook.com/SunnyRadio and Facebook.com/Sioux Falls News.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Time now for This Day in Sioux Falls History, brought to you by the Sioux Falls Fun Page and Sunny 93.3. It was on this day, May 15th, 1895, the federal building in Sioux Falls was completed, and the regional U.S. federal courts and the U.S. Post Office began moving in. The building is attributed to R.F. Pettigrew's unending work as a booster for Sioux Falls and for South Dakota in Congress. By sheer grit and determination, he was able to push through legislation and funding for a beautiful building, perhaps more grand than the federal buildings of much larger communities of the time. The federal building still stands today on its original location at 400 South Phillips Avenue. A few additions over the years have only served to make the building even more magnificent. This has been This Day in Sioux Falls History, brought to you by SiouxFallsFunPage.com and Sunny 93.3.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If it's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring in your current phone. iPhones and Samsung phones both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Monday, May 15th, brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Equity markets had another tough week and ended the period sourly. The S&P 500 traded in a tight range for the week, but the more telling indication is the resistance persists at the 4150 level. This level has marked the top 4 stocks for over a year and is likely to continue to do so. Among other reasons, the yield on federal debt is paying more than the S&P 500 with less risk and is attracting safe haven and risk-averse investment dollars. This week will be another hurdle with economic data and earnings on deck. The data includes retail sales and the index of leading indicators, which are expected to be negative for the 16th consecutive month. On the earnings front, reports from major retailers like Walmart, Home Depot, and Target will tell the tale of the consumer. You can get the inside track from Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at MarketBeatMinute.com.
InsuranceChicken.com wants to know, how much are you paying for your insurance? I know it seems like a hassle to switch to a different company, but if you can save a few bucks, it's worth crossing the road to InsuranceChicken.com. We have several of the top insurance companies trying to earn your business. They do that by offering great insurance that is cheap. Okay, enough of the silly chicken puns. It's time to get serious about saving you money on your insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.